Diddy trial closing arguments are being put on by the defense for Diddy. Mind you, during these closing arguments, there's some statements being said that are already twisting what we've actually seen being refuted with evidence. Now, I did want to add that in certain instances, but I don't want to do that in these recaps. I want to give you guys the closing argument straight out. That way you guys can hear what the jury is hearing. So let's get into it. There's a trial set forth by the text messages, and then there's a trial out of the prosecutor's mouth, and they're different. The trial from the evidence, what is it? It was personal use of illegal substances. That's all it is. That and swingers, a lifestyle. But the prosecutors have charged one of the most serious statutes on the books. They called these freak-offs and illegal substances RICO. I want to thank you for the service to our country. I would love to speak with you for days, but it's Friday. I'm going to try to be efficient. I have to cover a lot of ground, but I'll focus on the most important part, Sean Combs. Sean Combs is a self-made black entrepreneur. He has built real businesses that are so outstanding that others created partnerships with them. We have heard from Derek Ferguson. It's hard to be Sean Combs. How many witnesses said that they were moved? The assistants were moved by Sean Combs. It was like Harvard Business School. He pushed me hard. Did they always like him? No way. But let's not even go there. Did they like him? No. But they loved him. Even the ones who are suing him. Mia? I'm not going to call her Mia because that's not her real name. I'm going to call her the witness who testified as Mia. Remember Derek Ferguson from the Bronx? He said there were not many people hiring people like me from the Bronx. There's something more to these businesses. Sometimes the real things in life are hard. No one remembers the easy days. These people grew. It was real. It was diversity. These days, DEI. Combs was doing it at 24. The prosecutors call his businesses racketeering. That's the fake trial. What happens? He gets arrested, they destroy his property, they have an SRT, a special response team. They're clandestine, can't follow with the camera. His kids were there during the raids, and here, 6 of the 7 in the second row. The 7th is an infant. This is who he is. The man takes care of people. Jane came here and testified against him. Today she's in a house that he's paying for. And they found it. The boxes of Astroglide taken off the streets. And they got the baby oil and the personal use of illegal drugs. America is safer. Buy Valium pills. When you're doing work like that, we can't photograph you. That's the evidence. What do? They wrap yellow crime scene tape, figuratively, around his bedroom. Around the hotel rooms that he goes to with his girlfriends. That's a lot of crime scene tape. The crime scene in your private physical life. No one called 911. They called civil plaintiff lawyers. This case is about money. Cassie Ventura sues Sean Combs for $30 million because he has $30 million. If he doesn't have it, no civil lawsuit and no criminal case. This case is about 5 minutes. It's about love. Love has been said more than 800 times in this trial. The domestic violence, we own it. We did not ask Cassie Ventura about being hit, kicked, or dragged. We did not cross Jane about it either. But domestic violence is not being charged. If he was charged with that, he would have pled guilty. He did that. He did not do racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking. He did not kidnap or bribe anyone. The first person to say that this was about domestic violence was Cassie Ventura. She made an Instagram post. She said, "Thank you for your love and support. The domestic violence is the issue." She could have said anything on her phone or tablet. She could have said this was about trafficking. She didn't say that. She said it was about domestic violence. Believe her. Believe Cassie when she says domestic violence is the issue. In that moment, watching that video, imagine that. To see the relationship is to see everything that racketeers is not. I'm not going to go through a lot of text messages or charts or screen times. It's a terrible thing. Screen time, I'm told. I'm going to tell you a story of this case. Cassie and Diddy, they fell in love. Cassie had a boyfriend of 3 years, 10 years older than her, but she meets Mr. Combs and they're off the races. Mr. Combs rents a boat and they make love for the first time. They are in an intense relationship for 11 years. Cassie is smart. She flat won. She got $30 million and he's in jail. You probably know that. The nice looking men behind him, they're U.S. Marshals. They keep him safe. Cassie has won 100-0. They will tell you she's a victim. This is a great modern love story. They didn't write these in the past because they didn't have these problems. He had 6 kids at the time. It's a relationship based on love. Cassie said she was young and insanely jealous. If you're in the jury room and you don't want to go home, read their text messages at the time of the breakup. You will cry. You will cry. They were selfless with each other when it wasn't going to work for the original sin of their relationship, and that was Gina. Gina wouldn't come here, but she's out there. Then Kim Porter passed away, and Mr. Combs said what he did. For Cassie, it was the last straw. She made an adult choice and left, like she always could leave. What happened? Nothing. Pick a message from 2018 and read it. These 2 people loved each other. If racketeering conspiracy had an opposite, it would be their relationship. They were their best selves when it came to physical relations. There were times that Sean Combs was proud. On the physical relations, they found each other. It's a beautiful thing. You won't find a single text where she says, I didn't like the physical relations. It was an 11-year relationship. The issues were jealousy and other women. But they were a matchup when it came to the physical relations. They were swingers. She's a woman who loves physical relations, and it's beautiful. She's unafraid. Let's talk about Kid Cudi. He came in here. I'm not meaning to be judgy. Cudi comes here and says, Cassie played me. She did. She played them both. Not everyone can do that. She went for it. She liked Sean Combs as she had a relationship with another singer-songwriter under his nose. She's not afraid of him. Was she going to tell either? No. Cassie is keeping it gangster. She's like, I'm gonna lie to both. Cassie gets a burner phone. Finally. That's what you expect in a racketeering case. She's the one who got the burner phone. The morning of December 22nd of 2021, the whole thing with Kid Cudi and all of that. She had 2 hotel rooms. Whoa. A room for the burner. She was not gonna tell nobody nothing. Let's talk racketeering. The judge is going to give a legal charge later today, assuming. The first one is 2004, kidnapping of Capricorn Clark. Let's talk about her. She said, I wanted my life back. Capricorn Clark's parents passed away when she was young. I don't mean any disrespect. She told you, I'm happy she did. Others didn't tell you about their parents. She moved to the Bronx and meets Sean Combs. She goes super platonic. What? I think she means is she didn't want it to be platonic. She's out there. You could see it. She says, you know, I have the biggest crush on you. I think we misuse our dope chemistry. If she's kidnapped, why does she want to go back to work and work for him? She said that she was getting her nails done with Mike B and said he's going to be mad at me. She says, call 1440 and said lock everyone in. She got the lie detector and Mike B did too. How was she kidnapped if she went home every day? Is the government alleging 5 separate kidnappings? Paulie drove her home. Door-to-door kidnapping? The Southern District of New York is charging this as kidnapping, and he starts laughing. It's not kidnapping. You guys come here day after day, long days, and you come back the next day. Have you been kidnapped? No. At the time, Sean Combs is in Raisin in the Sun. He is running vote or die. He couldn't care less about this. The lie detector was former FBI. You guys have the right to say, huh, that sounds like a stretch. Why charge it as kidnapping? Come to whatever answer you think is right. Capricorn Clark then leaves for a year. She makes more money, and then she comes back. Next, Sean and Cassie are having a freak-off, and it's December 22nd of 2011. Cassie has 2 hotel rooms. Combs looks at her non-burner phones and sees the message with Capricorn Clark about Kid Cudi. Maybe called Scott in the text. Something about hiking. Why would he have a weapon? He goes to get Capricorn. Why? She would do anything with him. Go to the moon. He didn't need a weapon. He didn't have a weapon. Kid Cudi said Cassie told him that Cassie already told Combs, are you following me? Sean Combs has nothing to gain by having fun and everything to lose. He is already Sean Combs. Capricorn Clark would love to have stayed employed if he had a weapon on her. No way. It didn't happen. No weapon. Kid Cudi didn't say that Capricorn Clark said that Combs had a weapon because there was no weapon. Working backwards, Kid Cudi didn't tell the police about a weapon. It was written up as a trespassing. That's all. There was no weapon. Capricorn Clark's story falls apart. There was the car chase, or was there? Kid Cudi pulled up next to the Escalade, the witness said. There was no car chase. The judge is going to say that you can disregard any witness if you find something not credible. If you see fit, it's all you need. It seems like everything is possible with Capricorn Clark. I asked her, and she said, I came up here with Puff. I want to run away. I'm afraid of mountain lions. Mountain lions? I'm not saying that they're not scary, but if you were kidnapped with a weapon, no. She doesn't want to say, I went there by my own volition. I'm not saying Sean Combs didn't go there. He wanted to fight him. Fine, mother effer. Combs is not a coward. He's ready to fight. At the risk of being sexist, they're men. They fight. We're gonna have a good old-fashioned 8 in the morning Hollywood Hills John Wayne fight. The Porsche? Not his style. There's no evidence. Who else would do it? Not evidence. Burning a car is cowardice. Be a man and fight him. What's in the car? A Molotov cocktail. Why not show you the glove? Am I suggesting something? Yes. The investigation stunk. It's terrible. 2 fingerprints? What happened? Well, I don't know. You are going to determine his fate on arson. On this? The DNA was consistent with the female. That witness was not helpful. If it had come back consistent with Combs, then they would have bragged about it. The investigator never followed up. He tried to find Cassie. He said that Capricorn Clark's brother obstructed him. They fought. I'm not saying Capricorn Clark did it or Cassie did it. We're not here to solve the world's problems. Cassie's father didn't call him back. The witness was mad. Draw your own conclusions. Let's go to the London hotel. If you want to go to someone's house, it's not kidnapping. It's unfair. Cassie is public too. Remember, Cassie also didn't want the tape out. She had a movie coming out. Let's go back to what was said. About the hotel staff maybe leaking the footage. Maybe they were worried about publicity. Not a misdemeanor. Guess what happened? It was sold. And Diddy's lawyer just got caught for using improper statements by the judge for referencing this as a misdemeanor. The police were nowhere near the situation. Is Combs acting like a fool, calling Cassie and saying the police are about to arrest him? She is freezing him out, as she should. He's just trying to get her attention. He leaves and goes to her apartment. He's banging on her door, maybe with a hammer. Carrie Morgan said that's why the police came. A neighbor called. The Intercontinental has no police, period. So he cannot be guilty of bribery under California law, as the judge will tell you. And when Mia, the witness who testified as Mia, said that she was out of Skrilla money, they should have told you that. Sean was concerned about Cassie suing him. He was not aware of any federal investigation, if there was one, so it's not obstruction. I will get back to Mia. She loved working for Mr. Combs. This was not forced labor. Remember the birthday video we showed? She was bubbly, popping. That's the real her. If Mr. Combs felt it was improper, he would not threaten to tell Cassie. It was consensual. Mia says it was not consensual. She's not telling the truth. There was no unwanted conduct. Mia's feelings were not platonic. Brian Steele questioned her about these wonderful pictures and slogans. It wasn't just a job. This is demonstrative. You can't take that into the jury room. Consider the scrapbook she made. I'm going to read it to you. Happy 45th birthday, Puff. This is from 1991 to 1999. I hope it stirs up nostalgic feelings and how great you have become. She loved him. You can't fake that. That's real. Don't lose sight of that. It's not just business. He gives people a home. Look at this picture. Think of a word that comes to mind. Joy. There's KK, D-Rock, Fahim. He created a remarkable special place. He moved people into their hearts and souls. When Mia was told that she was being fired, she said that she was going to leave the special place. She said, my life is over. And KK said, OMG, WTF, Mia, that's not funny. Racketeering co-conspirator Christina Korm writes, Mia, answer your phone or I'm going to call your parents. That's the last thing that she wanted to do was leave. And that's forced labor? Let's turn to the distribution. The U.S. said personal use is distribution. Brendan Paul said that these were personal use substances. He said that he forgot to take the snow out of my bag. He said, I got the best lawyer in the world and my charges were dismissed. That's what he said. Sean Combs was not selling illegal substances. Cassie said he was an addict. How was he supposed to get them and grow his own Xanax? Did he have substances? Yes. They found it in his house. Was he using his enterprise to distribute the substances? No. You're going to have to think through this. Didn't Mia go to work for Madonna? That's how people use personal assistants. I don't expect we're going to see Beyonce in CBS. The assistants buy Astroglide. It's not what the company is doing. That's not a racketeering act. I'm going to RICO. There is no evidence of possession with intent to distribute illegal substances. David James says he's in Saint-Tropez. He asked if he could get an 8-ball. I asked him, anything to do with Sean Combs? He said no. He kept it from him. Why would he hide it? It's people in creative fields doing what people in creative fields do. It's not racketeering. I'm going to talk about Cassie. Can you traffic your girlfriend? Maybe if you pushed them into prosta, but he's not making money from it. Jane has some text messages that are very anti-hotel night. Cassie, she doesn't. They were in love. People are having physical relations. Let's say your partner wants to do something and you don't. Where does that land? Cassie wanted this, including to be close. It's like my wife is from Los Angeles. I hated LA. Now I love Los Angeles. Sorry, that's how it happens. Cassie, she is a beautiful, sexy person. She was with Michael B. Jordan, like the most handsome man in the world. She is not messing around. Cassie is not clutching her pearls. This is how I'm intimate with the man I love. You could come to love that. You want to be close. Yesterday they said she might have wanted it. Oh, they said Canes, Danielle Phillips, and the Intercontinental. If she liked 75, can number 76 be trafficking? Talk about going 0 to 60. Nothing said to him. She doesn't want to even do these again. Mr. Donaldson cross-examined Danielle Phillips. Let's look at the text. Sean asked, "Are you hot?" She says yes. Talk about fantasies. That's their lifestyle. She writes, "I'm not going to do many of these. My mother would, ... She writes, "My downstairs is so hot. They are doing this together. I'm going to play part of the video." In this Intercontinental Hotel video, it's more likely than not it's Combs' phone. Here she is. I'm not going to show you him throwing her down. You've seen it. I'm not hiding it from you. Now there's a phone. And here, now a well-known man is sitting in his towel and socks. Looks like Cassie is saying, "You're being a fool. Go back to the room." Look at it. It looks to me like she's saying, "Go back to the effing room." There's nothing scary in the room then. 5 days later, he texts, "I'm so sorry." She replies, "LOL, I was just listening to sorry." They're obviously getting over it. Cassie writes to Sean, "How do I know if the substances are going to be bad or if you'll drink too much?" This is about the hotel. Cassie was asked, "What kind of pain did Sean put you through?" And she spoke about his own personal pain, his shame. It's beautiful. She said he felt pain, and the most painful to me was carrying around his shame. Jane almost says the same thing. "I felt my partner was trusting me in a very vulnerable moment. I wanted to go along with it, if I can be my partner's escape." Jane says, "I'm getting vulnerable with you in the hotel rooms. I don't want to see young Miami on a bigger yacht with you." That's not trafficking. If you get deep into this deep self, this is not trafficking. It's people in love being real. There was a suggestion that Cassie didn't get the same amount of promotion as others at Bad Boy. I think Capricorn Clark is an imperfect witness, but she did say that Cassie got the lion's share. Either side played the videos for the witness, but Cassie's videos were on her devices. She said the devices were damaged, but the expert was able to open it. I don't know what roles these videos played in her life, but she didn't delete them. Cassie is eating watermelon. They are listening to music. These are beautiful nights. The two escorts, the Punisher, I call him. He got it from basketball on West 4th Street. They thought Cassie was really into them. They were naive. I don't think that this is the only man making homemade adult films in America. I think it's a pretty popular thing these days. Jane said she wants to post things on Instagram. I guess that's what she's into. I think she loves Sean Combs. You guys know who the father of her child is. You know who she was with in Vegas. She is comfortable with this. The government is not saying every hotel night is trafficking. They isolated September of 2023. Jealousy over a yacht. And then she said she regretted it, resented it, but she agreed to do it, unfortunately. She said that. She agreed to it, unfortunately. She agreed. That's it. We can be done with it. The house? Jane had the worst lawyer in the world. Her low child support from the father of her child, in my opinion. Mr. Combs did the right things by paying. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. He's paying for the house for a child that's not his responsibility. They watched adult films. Jane got him a mobile TV to watch it, so he'd make less adult films, she said. I'm not sure that's how it works. Look at these photos of Jane and Mr. Combs. Combs has a big pour of wine. There's strawberries in there, but it's big, not like a fancy restaurant. And half an hour later, something happens. She slams his head into the counter and calls him a PDF file. The woman, Allie, she's of age. Jane says Combs kicked her doors in, but he didn't hit her. I'm not saying he should, but he didn't. Here's what we do know. A text from Jonathan Perez says that they were fighting. At 10:14, he says, just normal being jealous. PD says, don't come, all good. Now Jane changes into another dress. I don't know, no sweats. She says she hides behind a wall for 2 hours. I submit it's just not possible. She's just wrong or lying. I don't know. Then she comes back. Combs is in the street. No violence. Okay, it looks like she was hit twice. Doesn't look like he hauled off, or that he's dragging her. You know what this is. She's documenting her injuries. Let's talk about Anton. She sees him in Vegas with, you know who, a rapper of some prominence. She is watching Anton have physical relations, and then she was asked, what did you do? And she said, I showed my breast. Why? It sounds like spring break. The rapper goes up to her with a question about swingers' lifestyles, and she gives them Cabral's number. This story doesn't make sense. Let's say something else happened in Vegas, and then it's the same Anton who comes to her house. Coincidence? The one who shows up at her house is Anton. What she says makes no sense. Anton is an adult filmmaker. He has physical relations. Jane knows there's an investigation. Did she instigate this? Her story makes no sense. Why was she so persistently violent? She says, I didn't want to do it, but she let Anton in. I submit they were trying to get past it. Oral physical relations only. At the end of the day, her story has so many holes in it. You could say she prompted it, but maybe she wants something in her pocket. I'm gonna have something. Maybe I'll never use it. Why the unprovoked extreme violence? She doesn't explain it. You guys are here because you have lived full lives. You were chosen, and they only chose 2 of the escorts, the Punisher and Danielle Phillips. They could have gave others immunity. Neither of these 2 admit being a worker. They're witnesses. If you get paid when you didn't have physical relations, you're getting paid for your time. In Sean Combs' mind, this is legal. It would be different if a witness said, I went and had physical relations and there was a negotiation for it with Sean Combs. I assume every adult film movie, the actors get paid to have physical relations, and yet it's legal. So he thinks it's legal. Okay, let's talk about the racketeering. Here on page 14 of the charge, the enterprise, the group must have organization. You'll hear this. Only Sean Combs is charged here. No one testified. I was a part of the racketeering enterprise. This is the greatest divide between the evidence in this trial and what the prosecutors are saying. There is a gaping lack of evidence. They didn't charge racketeering. They charged racketeering conspiracy. They need a co-conspirator, and they just don't have one. They claim Christina Quorum, but the evidence at this trial shows Christina Quorum is a helpful person. Kerry Morgan called Christina Quorum and D-Rock. They're not co-conspirators. If John Gotti were kicking in your door, would he call Sammy the Bull? No, he is a co-conspirator. There is only one trial. Christina Quorum is not a co-conspirator. Christina Quorum is a very nice person. There is no evidence that anyone is a co-conspirator. The firearms aren't charged. Homeland Security can't say where the weapons were. Suge Knight story, it's not charged. Dawn Richard, remember her? Miss Westmoreland did the cross. Not charged. Yesterday, the government said in the videos you don't see weapons, but he probably shouldn't keep videos with weapons in them. Is that fair? That's a little sinister. Why are they doing that? And it was Cassie who was asked to be urinated on. At some point, you can ask, can I trust the prosecutors? It takes a lot of courage to acquit. I think that the evidence shows that you can conclude that the government targeted Sean Combs. I wouldn't say that if Cassie went to Homeland Security. America is great because each citizen and the government there is a jury. This is your house, and I'm asking that you summon the courage to do the right thing and acquit Sean Combs on all counts. He is not a racketeer. He is innocent. Let him go home to his family. Thank you. And this is the end of Diddy's closing arguments, and now the prosecutors are coming with their rebuttal argument. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.